Rioters were storming the Capitol. Congressional leaders were pleading for help from bunkers. House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer of Maryland in a bunker with Speaker Pelosi and Senator Chuck Schumer calling the governor of his state, Maryland, Republican Larry Hogan, for help from the National Guard. Hogan said that the Maryland National Guard, was ready to go, but could not legally cross into D.C. without permission from the Secretary of Defense. And that didn't come for more than an hour and a half, at least. Joining me now is Republican Governor Larry Hogan of Maryland. Governor Hogan, thank you very much. First of all, we heard your description of this yesterday. Am I accurately reflecting what you said at that news conference yesterday?
Yeah, sure. We had, I was in the middle of a discussion with the Japanese ambassador doing a conference call when my chief of staff rushed in and told me that the Capitol was under attack. And we immediately got off that call. We talked with D.C. and they had a request for additional police officers. And so we sent a couple of hundred well-trained riot police from the state of Maryland State Police, immediately started mobilizing, and I called had our National Guard, the Adjutant General of the Maryland National Guard, start to activate our troops. We called up 500 members of the National Guard. The mayor of D.C. was requesting assistance from both police and the Guard, but the mayor of D.C. doesn't have authority over the Guard. It's a special situation. Most governors do, but she, as a mayor, does not. And you have to get it from the Secretary of Defense. And so our generals were telling us that they were running it up the flagpole repeatedly and did not have authorization. But we kept mobilizing anyway in Maryland. And yes, Steny Hoyer called me. He was in a bunker with Speaker Pelosi, with Chuck Schumer. He was pleading for help. I informed him that we had a couple of hundred Maryland State Police on the way and that I had called up the Guard, but we didn't have authorization yet. And so we eventually, I got a call. We were continuing to mobilize and having meetings with our entire security team. And then about an hour and a half, a little over an hour and a half later, Acting Secretary of the Army called me and basically said, can you come in? And I said, we're ready to go. We're already en route.
Remarkable. Governor Hogan, have you heard from the Defense Department about the delay? What caused the delay?
I got a call earlier today from the acting Secretary of Defense, who just thanked us for our quick response and thanked us for what we were doing for the nation and sending in the 500 members of the Guard. I said, we're going to continue to provide them as long as they're needed. We've extended their activation through the inauguration to the end of the month to continue to provide whatever assistance we can for keeping our nation's capital safe. But we didn't get into any details about what was going on at the Pentagon or at the White House. I'm not privy to what was happening on the other end of the call. I can just tell you what we were doing here in Maryland.
And is there any explanation that you understand from anything that your teams have told you about why there was such a delay in getting help to the Speaker of the House and the others who were in a bunker, as well as all the people? And 5 lives were lost in connection to this.
Yeah, it's tragic. I can only tell you that we started acting within the first couple of minutes of hearing about it, both with our police agencies and with our National Guard. By the way, the Maryland National Guard were the first to arrive. But I don't know. Look, there was a lot going on. I was out in Annapolis. We're about 30 miles away, our state capital, but I wasn't in D.C., wasn't involved in those particular decisions. I have no idea how the Capitol was left unprotected. I just know that we came to their aid as rapidly as we possibly could.
Should the president resign?
I said yesterday that I thought that the country would be better off if the president resigned or was removed from office. I think if Mike Pence could conduct a peaceful transition over the next couple of weeks until President Biden gets sworn in, I think it would be better for the country. I'm not sure if that's going to happen or not, but I think that's something that would help us heal the wounds and move on. I mean, we know there's going to be a peaceful transition on January 20th, but who knows what's going on in the meantime.
Should he be impeached?
I'm not sure how quick. I mean, Congress, as you know, doesn't act very quickly. I mean, it took us 8.5 months to get them to get us our desperately needed stimulus package. I saw that last impeachment thing took, dragged on for quite some time. I don't see how they can do it in like a week, or not going to happen that quickly.
And the 25th Amendment?
We've been busy, focused on the vaccines and the virus and what we're doing with the Guard and the police. I haven't heard. I know there's some speculation about what's happening with discussions with the cabinet, but I don't know exactly what those discussions are. My understanding from reports is that some cabinet are having those discussions, but I don't know the details of it.
And I know we're just out of time, but very briefly, if Joe Biden has his way and the vaccines can be distributed without the booster, are you prepared to do that, single shots quickly to the people of Maryland?
Well, we're getting the vaccines out quickly. We've done over 100,000 of them just in the past couple of weeks, and we're ramping up every day. We had a record day today, but I don't know. We're having a longer discussion this afternoon with all of our health experts to learn a little bit more about that. I haven't heard a real solid answer yet on whether or not we can do just one use of the vaccine or not. I know there's some discrepancies, and hopefully the good news is that the incoming Biden administration has reached out several times to the governors, and we have ongoing discussions.
Thank you very much, Governor Hogan.